Are you ready for Black Friday?
Apparently, Black Friday has begun.
Well, today we're going to help you prepare and talk about how to get the most out of all of those amazing Black Friday sales. So stay tuned. So Black Friday is coming up really soon, and in fact, some online stores are already doing Black Friday sales. So now is the time to really get prepared so that you make sure that whatever your yarn budget is, you're going to get the most out of those sales and really buy the yarns that you're most looking forward to using over the next year.
No, I know I've spent too much again this year.
The first step to getting the most out of those Black Friday sales is to do a little prep work. And there's a few different things that we want to do on this prep work. The first thing we want to do is really look through what kind of projects do we plan on doing over the next several months. This is going to give you an idea of what kind of yarns you want to use or have on hand. So if you know that you're going to be doing a lot of amigurumi, you might want to make sure that you have the yarns that require that. Rather, if you're going to be doing some garments, maybe you're looking more for some garmenty type yarns and you want to explore some of those type things. Whatever it is, if you have this doesn't have to be a hard and fast sort of, oh my gosh, I know exactly what I'm going to do all the time. Plans are made to be broken, but it gives you a good place to start to really have some sort of an idea. Now, I do use Notion to plan these things out. I'm not paid. This is not an affiliate program whatsoever, but I do use that, and I'll link to the video where I kind of demonstrate how I use that a little bit up here. And if you're interested, I'll do a better walkthrough of my planning process. If that's something you want, just let me know in the comments below. And I feel like I have to tell you what's going on with this. I took my new husky for a walk recently and jammed my finger. It's not broken. I think it's probably sprained a little bit, but it's very sensitive, so I'm kind of trying to keep it buddy wrapped is what they call that, and just make it so that I can't move it around, because every time I bend it, kind of do this kind of thing, that's when it hurts. So I'm just kind of trying to keep it. If you happen to see me moving my hands around like a silly Italian and that's what's coming across, that's what that is. So okay, so we look at what kind of patterns we want to work on over the next several months first. And as you're going through that, make notes of the kind of yarns that those patterns are using. So for example, I like to do a lot of lightweight type garments. So I'm going to be using more of the fingering weight yarns, and I prefer to use cottons or cotton blends because I live in Arizona and that's going to keep me a little bit more cool. So as I'm looking for patterns, and I know those are the kind of patterns I'm going to be looking for, cotton blends and lighter weights, whether it's fingering, sport, or even DK sometimes, those are the sort of things that I'm going to be making sort of a shopping list of that I'm interested in. Now, I recommend that you don't wait until Thanksgiving Day or Black Friday to actually do this, but get this going right now. And that way you can prepare ahead of time and you are ready to go on Black Friday when those sales really hit. And again, I think I mentioned, if I didn't, I'll say it again. Some of those Black Friday sales are already going on. Hobie, I know, has some. Knit Picks actually has one going on right now. So start looking for them now. You don't have to wait until Black Friday. The next thing you're going to want to do once you sort of have determined, okay, what are my project plans, the next phase is to really go through the yarns that you already have. If you have any sizable stash, this is going to be a really good starting place. You don't want to necessarily go shopping just for the sake of go shopping. Wait a minute, who am I talking about? Of course you do. Shopping! But if you don't have the budget for that, then you might want to go through your existing stash and figure out, okay, this is going to work perfectly for that project, and I want to work on that. I want to make that. So I already have that set aside. But this project over here, I don't have anything in my stash for. So that's definitely going to go at the top of your list for when you're doing these Black Friday shopping. And you can pay attention to those things that you definitely know that you have a need for. As you're kind of doing this prep work, you have your shopping list ready. The next step is to really go out to those online stores and create the lists. You can either add these to your shopping cart or at least grab the specific links and put them in a digital note so that on Black Friday, all you have to do is click on the link and it takes you right to where it is that you need to buy that particular yarn. But know going into it what it is that you want. The importance of preparing is a lot of these yarn stores, these online shops do run out of the specific colors that maybe you're looking for. So you do want to prepare and make sure that you take advantage of these things as quickly as possible so that you have the yarn that you want. As an example, I'm working on a project right now and I want to add in a red to it. And the red that I really, really want to add into it is not supposed to be available. Well, first it was going to be available November 15th, and now it says December 6th. So that project is on hiatus until I can actually get that particular color ordered. I have looked at many other colors, and that's just the color that I want. It goes so well with the other colors that I am using in that project that I don't want to change out the whole thing right now. So I'm waiting for that color to be available. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about though, is that these colors will frequently become unavailable. And so you want to make sure that you get the colors that you're looking for as quickly as possible. Now, as you're going in and creating this sort of wish list, have a budget in mind. This is a really good, important thing. Now, I have generally a budget of saying I'm going to spend X amount of dollars every month.
Cut my budget? You can't cut my...
If I didn't spend as much last month, or if I know I'm not going to spend as much next month, then I can kind of lump that together. But I don't want to get in the habit of that too often. Other than the fact that I know that this month is Black Friday, things are going to be really on sale. So if I know that there are certain yarns that I want, then I'm going to make sure to prioritize getting enough of those rather than waiting until I'm ready to work on that project. That can be a kind of a double-edged sword because then I sometimes change my mind and I don't want to work on that project anymore, but at least I have that option. The other thing that you want to make sure is that you're buying enough quantity of whatever it is to complete the project that you're looking for. So when I look at tops, you know, the quantity can vary anywhere from like 1,200 yards up to 2,400 yards of fingering weight. So I need to make sure that if I'm looking at that pattern, I get enough skeins of the weight of yarn that I'm looking for. And if you're not familiar on how to convert, there's actually a really easy way to do this. You take the yarn that's recommended and figure out how many yards are in each skein, and then multiply that by the number of skeins they're telling you to get. And then you divide that by the yardage of the yarn that you want. So if it's a different brand, then that will help you. Now, if you're totally substituting and you're going kind of off script, that's not really the purpose of today's video. We can do another video on that, but there's other videos out there for sure that will walk you through how to change from a DK weight yarn to a worsted weight yarn, or how to switch from this particular wool yarn to that kind of cotton yarn. Even though it's the same weight, it might still be different yardages that you need. So there are systems out there for that, and I'll kind of link to one below if you're curious. And if that's something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments below, and I will see if I can't do a video tutorial on that for you. If you've already signed up for a bunch of online stores to get all of the ads, that's great. And those ads are going to give you sort of that heads up. If you haven't, now might be the time to sign up for those ads. Even if you opt to cancel those subscriptions after Black Friday, That way you're at least getting to see those for this period of time. And then you say, okay, I've got enough yarn. I can turn off those subscriptions. That's the nice things about these, is you can subscribe and unsubscribe and subscribe and unsubscribe as much as you want. So there's no issue or concern with that. And go ahead and get those subscriptions now, so that you're getting all of the hints and tips on what yarn is going to be on sale. Now, it's really want to caution you here, because Black Friday there is an excitement around it. This kind of happens a lot with the Hobby Lobby clearance sales that happen during the summer too. And we get overwhelmed with this, and we kind of get sucked into the hype of, oh my gosh, you got to buy all the yarn right now.
I hate Black Friday.
There are definitely some good sales that are happening. And if you know exactly what you're going to be using, it is a great opportunity to stock up on those particular yarns. But if you're not sure, or you don't have it in the budget, it's okay not to take advantage of these sales right now. These places have sales all the time. They're a little bit better this time of year, but they're not so stunningly better that you absolutely have to blow your entire Christmas budget just to stock up on yarn and have this amazing yarn wall, which obviously I don't even have, but that's a whole nother issue. So really consider what your budget is, and do a mental check that you're doing this for the right reasons, and not just because it seems like everybody else in the crochet groups is doing it right now. So hopefully those are some good tips. And I would love to know, what are the yarn stores that you are most looking forward to the Black Friday sales, that you're going to be like queued up and ready to go and totally prepared? Share that with me in the comments below, because yeah, there's a lot of them out there for sure. I know I'm going to be checking out Hobie and Knit Picks for sure, and maybe a couple of the other ones as well, but those are the top 2 on my list. Thanks so much. Remember, if you like this kind of content, hit that like button so that YouTube knows and rewards me for making good stuff for you, and subscribe so you always have content when you're working on your latest crochet projects. Thanks so much.